SFC fans react back with the aftermath. Michael Bowers, is that a point gained?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and you were just having a discussion. First of all, to the woman, I can't remember, I don't know if she said her name or anything, but to the woman who spoke to both of us saying she watches us, thanks very much. You said we made your night, you certainly made mine by saying that.
Yeah.
This is a weird one. For me, I think we both agreed, I think that's comfortably the best opposition I've watched us play.
Yeah.
Leeds this season.
Leeds are a quality side.
Look,
definitely.
Leeds definitely, obviously, they're without Somerville, they're without Ruta, and they're without Archie Gray, Gun Kamara, but they still had a lot of quality and were able to move the ball at a rate that I've never seen a lot of other sides do. Even Burnley, who I fancied to be up there, I felt like, although Burnley they were in a bit of turmoil at the time, we still controlled the game enough to win that. Yeah. Whereas I think Leeds, that was an example actually of, if I'm comparing that game to the Middlesbrough game, where Middlesbrough had a lot of the ball but were ponderous with it. Leeds were not ponderous. They were very, very quick. There was a lot of passing triangles going on. There was a lot of understanding between them, and I felt at times we really struggled to cope with them.
Yeah. But do you think with the way we approach the game, this is not a go at Reggie Lebrice, but do you think, I know we'll play the high press, do you not think if we'd done that more today, we
could have caused them more problems?
We were sort of just sitting back again, just letting them have the ball, and then.
I think that was definitely further by the fact we went ahead so early, and I think that might have contributed towards it. I think we tried to set up in the same way we set up against Borough because we saw it worked against Borough. But I do think while Borough have got some good players and they're probably a side that should be in the top 6, really, you're looking at Leeds. I think Leeds were just like a different level of class to what Middlesbrough got.
So do you think Leeds are better than Middlesbrough?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think Leeds are
definitely
better? Yeah.
Not even close.
So do you think Leeds are going to be in the top 2 coming into the season?
Well, it
definitely
depends.
top 6.
If their keeper keeps making mistakes like that, then no, probably not. Because
Christmas come early for us. So
I know, probably, yeah. Yeah, but you know, all right. Well, we've seen ourselves how I don't know how good Melia is, but I know a lot of Leeds fans don't rate him. But we've seen ourselves how bad keepers Lee Camp.
They said last season in the Premier League, one of the Leeds fans said it was really shocking last season as well.
Oh, absolutely. And you're looking at when we the season we went down to League One, like someone like Lee Camp or Jason Steele, how much a bad keeper can really. I mean, Steele's done. By the way, Jason Steele's done great for himself, but also he was absolutely appalling. However, so that definitely. So yeah, but look, Leeds in terms of outfield quality should be in the top 2, I think. But having said that, I felt. Good for Chris Rigg to get another goal. So that's good to see that young man's going to start to hopefully go from strength to strength in terms of adding numbers and goals to his game. It just means hopefully keep adding the price tag up if he ends up going.
He was brilliant. I mentioned that earlier on. Job's looking like he's looking really good this season. He's coming to his own this season.
Absolutely.
He really looks the part, doesn't he, in that middle? Stands out.
There was definitely times tonight where I felt he did try to do too much and struggle a bit, but that's more because of the quality of opposition we were playing rather than Job as a player. Because in general this season, I agree with you. I think Job's been one of our standout players.
I think you're saying he's keeping all the ball. I know what you mean. I know what you mean there. I think what he was trying to do was getting frustrated because he was getting it and he was looking to see where the movement was.
Oh yeah, no,
that's why he was having to keep hold of it.
I'll tell you what, in terms of keeping the ball, I thought really was poor tonight, Patrick Roberts. I thought Patrick Roberts, in terms of, not because technically, as I said before, Patrick Roberts is one of my favourite players to watch ever play for Sunderland. But tonight, I felt there were occasions when he tried to skin a player, skin again, do too much, lose the ball. And I think maybe you could argue that there weren't players around him, but I was getting really, really frustrated with him across the course of the game.
And I think that the fullback, they kept on guessing certain things and
Firpo, their left back. I thought Firpo, their left back, had the beating of him more times than not. So I was saying that, I felt like second half in particular, because we were talking about this before we started recording, that actually I felt, I don't know whether someone was shouting, "Aye!" That was quite bad. That would have been funny.
Blasting the pass, Michael.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, Mark.
Mark Gibbon.
Rest in peace to yourself, mate. Yeah. But I felt like in the second half, apart from maybe the chance you mentioned with when Trey Hume was on the edge of the box where the ball fell to him, I felt like we didn't create. I think we struggled to create a lot of really golden chances second half, and I think a part of that was down to I thought Leeds' games management overall in the second half was really, really good. I felt like if that was us who had done that, I would have said that, and that's part of the reason that was the point deserved. If it was the best I felt we deserved. I think if any team deserved to win, it was definitely Leeds because I felt like they had the better of the play across the game.
Across the full.
Because we had little spells of 5 minutes here and there where we created some good chances. First half, I thought we created some really good chances. Job had one early on in the game.
Two.
Job had one that was deflected wide, where if he passed to Mundell, he's in better space.
Yeah.
So first half, we definitely created more chances.
Roberts got down the right twice and got them to Job. And Job,
Absolutely. From what I said about Roberts, I more mean second half than first half because I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Roberts' first half was actually all right. I thought Roberts' first half was pretty good, but I think Firpo, their left back, got the better of him as the game went on. But again, so I think second half. Personally, for me, I think Leeds just about deserved to win the game, just because from a game management perspective, second half, I thought they did it really, really well. But what I will say is, from Sunderland's point of view, go on, you say that.
Now, when you think about it, Michael, this is the 5th game at home, and we've been the better side in all the other games. Would you say? Would you?
I'd say so.
So this game. Maybe Leeds are slightly better, and I've said that on.
But they're also the best team we've played, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah. So look, and that's not. So me saying that I thought Leeds deserved to win. I think if anything, is probably a good thing for Sunderland because when we weren't at our best tonight due to the opposition we were playing.
What do you think we lacked tonight, Michael? What do you think we lacked?
Clean sheet. No, to be fair, right. I think I don't know if it's necessarily we lacked anything. I think we just struggled with Leeds' intensity. I think we just struggled
Couldn't cope with it.
I think it was more that I think. Oh, here we go.
Het and social, RER.
Het and social, get in there. Het and social, get in there.
That's a T-shirt merchandise coming here. Do you know, right? Yeah, I just think tonight. I think tonight it was more Leeds were good than we just. I think we just struggled with how good they were personally. And I know again second half they weren't scintillating, but I felt like their game management was really good. But I've said this to you beforehand, right? Because before the game I'd have took a point. I'd have took a point before the game. Obviously, and this is purely a me thing, I'm slightly annoyed that we went in front and didn't win because obviously...
because once you get in front, you want to try and win.
I want to try and win again. But obviously, look, I need to be realistic with the quality of the team we were playing. So to be fair, and I said this to you and you agreed with me actually, when we play of our first 9 games, you were offered 6 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. I
said that earlier on,
First of all, anyone who says they wouldn't have taken that alignment.
Sheffield Wednesday, Burnley, Middlesbrough, Leeds, Derby.
Exactly. I know Sheffield Wednesday went through a bad patch recently, but I think they'll be nowhere near the bottom end of the table. And obviously they beat us at home last season. But to look at it this way, Burnley, Leeds and Middlesbrough are 3 of the sides that are fancied for promotion.
In the top 6,
We've took 7 points off them.
Yeah.
Now, yes, you can say Burnley had turmoil at the time. Doesn't matter. We still had to play them and deserved to beat them. We should have won by more. Middlesbrough, I thought we stifled them excellently.
Yeah.
Look, being honest, that's the first game at home we've conceded. And I think we've kept 4 clean sheets before this at home. So
you'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, at the end of the day, a point tonight keeps us above 2 points per game because 2 points per game after 9 games is 18 points. We're on 19. So I don't think you can complain too much really with how we've done.
Yeah, and about the game management, Michael, it's interesting you say that because obviously the first 11 minutes, I thought we really started the game really well and high intensity. We got the goal, lifted the crowd, and then we went flat. Leeds took over. We couldn't get the ball off, and they equalised.
Yeah.
And I was thinking,
mind you, I will say this: shouldn't have stood for me.
No, looking at there, it looked. I'll have to say.
I mean, it's a closer call than
what I thought. It's a closer call.
It's a closer call than what I thought. It's a closer call than what I thought it was.
You think it's just offside?
I think it was offside. But again, at the end of the day, this isn't just a Sunderland thing. The officials in this league for every team is
Why
crap.
didn't Leeds? I mean, I was sitting the lads next to me. I said, Leeds, we're going to do the same thing unless we change something half time. Why did Leeds sit back the second half and then first off they were on the ball and using?
Yeah, so I suppose in the sense that you could argue we deserved a point in the fact that Leeds sat back after they went in front.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is, I didn't think we were able to do as much as what Leeds were when they were behind. But again, caveat is that Leeds have got, in some areas, have got superior players to us, definitely.
Yeah.
And in the case of, like, say, Willie Gnonto, for example, who I think was really rapid for Leeds tonight, and there's no way he should be playing in the Championship, to be honest.
I know.
But, you look at the other players they've got. Jaden Bogle, who's, yes, okay, they lost Archie Gray, but Jaden Bogle is a right back that would walk into most teams in this league. Firpo at left back. Okay, maybe not so much Melier, we'll get to that in a minute. But then you look at like Gnonto, you look at Peru, Joe Rothwell, they were missing their 2 main midfielders. But when you've got a Premier League midfielder coming in,
like a couple in the summer, haven't they, as well?
Absolutely. So when you look at it that way, they've got some strength and depth in their squad. So to come away from now, but again, is it the sign? You could say, and I think I probably agree with this. When we weren't at our best tonight and when we did struggle, we still got something out of the game.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we got something out of the game because Melier decided to give us an early Christmas present, and I showed you. I deliberately wanted to show you the goal before starting recording. But from our perspective, we've had. Look at it this way. The Plymouth and Watford games, we dropped points because of silly errors, basically. Even though at Plymouth I thought we deserved to lose, if you look at it, it was an own goal, penalty, and a mistake from Pato. Watford, Daniel knows this. Stupid penalty given away.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, we've responded from every time. The last 2 times we've lost, we've responded with something.
Yeah.
When we lost to Plymouth, we've responded by beating Borough. When we lost to Watford, we've responded with 4 points against Derby and
The
Leeds.
sign of a good side as well, Michael, for me, is when you fight till the end and you get something.
Even if you're not playing.
Alex Neil was just doing this.
No, he did, yeah,
We're getting late equalisers. It shows you that the.
And even when you're not at your best, you're still getting something from the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want that to become a habit because you need to be on your level, on it in performance.
We're not going to play Leeds in a week, thankfully.
Yeah, but absolutely. But well, we might need some luck when we go to Ellen Road, even though we did get a bit of it tonight. But either way, like, we've got to remember that we aren't going to play well every game, and the times when we don't play well, we need to get Derby. If you're not going to win, get something
Try and
out
get
of
a point.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a
And
crucial
don't get
end
me
of the
wrong,
season.
we don't want to go down the Jack Dross route where we draw too many games and not win many, but in certain games, in certain moments, just get something out of it.
Yeah.
And so the moment that kind of led us to getting a point, what on earth was their keeper doing? What on earth was Melier
I
doing?
was saying it back, I was like, just the people were saying it was a howler, and then you see it back and you're thinking, Jesus, by God,
It was
that's
awful,
bad.
wasn't it? Like,
That's
'cause
really,
and
really
basically
bad.
basically what it came from.
He's cost them.
He's cost them 2 points. Absolutely, he's cost them 2 points there.
2 points,
Like,
sorry.
because Brown's thinking the box was hopeful, really. It
Aye.
wasn't really going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I think Firpo tried to get a head onto it because it was credit as the Firpo own goal, the left back. But he headed it, and then Melier, it just somehow goes through his body and ends up in the back of the net. Like, Paul can vouch for this. In the game, in the grounds, I didn't celebrate, but more because I was just stunned at what happened. Because I just didn't think we were going to get anything from the game, and for that to happen was just like, if I was a Leeds fan, I'd be sick at that. But you know what? From a Sunderland fan, I'm not a Leeds fan. I'm a Sunderland fan. I'll take that.
Exactly.
You know, it's.
We said we'd take a point, Michael, didn't we?
I said
we'd take a
playing
point,
the long-
beat Derby, and obviously
Playing the long game, a point's not a bad result.
It's not.
The only thing that not concerns me, but it's something that we need to fix a little bit, is that we've lost the last 2 away games, and 4 of our next 5 are away from home.
I was going to say that. I was going to mention this, Mike. I'm glad you brought it up. I
didn't segue, I promise.
I was seeing a few people that I think our season's going to determine on the away games. I think at home we're looking pretty solid. We're getting results.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't just rely on
We need to
home
sort the
form.
away form out, Michael. It's got to be sorted.
Our fixtures, because I look at it in I look at it in stages between international breaks.
Yeah.
So between this international break and the next one in November, we've got Hull away, Luton away, Oxford at home, QPR away, Preston away, and Coventry at home.
Some tricky games.
So write Coventry off because we never beat them. No, to be fair, right, I think we are going to have to definitely get some points away from home here.
Aye.
I think my gut says I think we beat Hull.
Yeah.
My gut says I think we beat at least one of QPR or Preston.
Right.
Beat Oxford at home, I think.
Yeah, I would beat. Yeah,
Absolutely. You know,
definitely.
I think
definitely win that game.
And to be fair,
No disrespect to Oxford.
no, but you know, I said that about Derby on Tuesday, and they still haven't got a point away from home, which is like #banana skin.
Yeah.
But you know, I think at the end of the day, I mean, Oxford have now got something away from home because they've got something at Luton in midweek. So
Yeah.
you know, at the end, we just need to take a step back.
Yeah.
For me, whether this is going to happen or not, I don't know. My personal points tally by the end of the Coventry game, after the next 6 games, I want to try and get to 30 points.
Yeah, that's
So that's 11 points out of 18. I'd like us to, and I know I'd love us to get 18. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to be realistic in that we are going to drop points in some games.
Yeah.
So I think, I think we've got. Although some are away from home, we've got some winnable fixtures. I think.
Yeah.
If we're on it, we could. I mean, if you look at it, I think we're better than Hull.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Luton, I think, are underperforming. I think they've got actually a better side in their position.
I think they'll come good as the season.
I think so.
As the season goes on.
Luton's probably the one away game out of the next 4, out of Hull, Luton, QPR and Preston. Luton's probably the one where I wouldn't complain at a point.
Yeah.
But the other 3, I'm like, and again, I know it doesn't work this way, but like Hull, I think you need to be beaten if you want to be at least in the top 6.
Yeah.
Likewise, QPR and Preston, to be honest. So, but look, take it as it comes. Look, again, like we said, pre-Cardiff, someone said to you, 6 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses in the first 9.
You'd take it.
Anyone who says they wouldn't have taken it is lying.
And I'd love it,
Go for
Michael.
it.
And that's what I'm saying. I'd love it if tomorrow all the
Results went in our
results
favour.
go away and we stay
Yeah.
top
Well,
for another 2 weeks.
I can tell you. I think Burnley. I think Burnley have got Preston at home, which I'm honest, I'd be surprised if they didn't win that. Actually, Preston, please do us a favour.
I think
that'd be
Burnley's
nice.
a good side. Like
West
but
Brom,
even though big, I still think
West Brom, who I think we're at least as good as,
Strong
if I'm
team,
honest,
very strong.
I think we're at least as good as West Brom. But
You've lost the last 2, haven't they?
yeah, but West Brom have got Millwall at home tomorrow.
But
But then again, it's the Championship, though, isn't
you
it?
never know,
You never know. So, like, at the end of the, to be honest, we probably won't be top. But if we're second after tomorroowing
I'd be
games,
happy- I'd
then
be happy with
that. Yeah.
I'd be
But
over
even,
the moon with that
even
now.
if we're not second, like the lowest we're going to be is 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
Like it's higher than a lot of people expected at the start of the season. But yeah, we've just look. At the end of the day, we struggled for me in patches tonight. but we still got something.
Yeah.
We still got 7 points from the 3 games I mentioned. Burnley, Middlesbrough and Leeds. Mark my words, they're no mugs. We
Exactly.
took 7 points out of 9 games.
And we said before ball was kicked, we said Middlesbrough. I said you in the group chat. I said Middlesbrough top 6, Burnley top 6. I said
minimum top 6.
Leeds top 6.
Yeah.
We've played all these teams
Absolutely.
already.
So, and so it's not like we've had straightforward fixtures, have we, really?
No,
and even if you want to look at it, when we played Sheffield Wednesday, yeah, okay, the struggle since, but we played them off the back of them winning 4-0 in the first game.
Yeah.
That could have gone a different way.
Exactly.
Portsmouth away, I think I know Pompey lost 6-1 the other night, but I think Pompey away is a tricky. I mean, Sheffield United didn't win there, Luton didn't win there, so 2 of the relegated sides didn't win there.
Yeah.
So Burnley, we're the only team to have beaten Burnley so far.
Yeah.
So you've just got to look at it again. This is why I've said for me, the thing that will decide it is when we're playing up against these, again, I don't want to be disrespectful, but lesser teams, for want of a better word, is when we need to be clinical and professional and beating them. But to be fair, aside from really Plymouth, we've probably done that, really, when you look at it. So
Plymouth, I think we still could. I mean, the 2-2, I think we could have gotten a point in that game coming out.
But this is the... hey, there we go. But even in the two games we lost because of individual errors, not because we've been outplayed in either game.
Yeah, true.
So either way, look, we'll just wait and see. Look, it's a long season. For me, I'm
Stay positive, Michael.
Absolutely. I'm going to look to see where we are after we've played Coventry in the next international break, because by then you've played 15. By then I don't know what the hell I said there. We'll have played 15 games by that point, and that's a third of the season. Then for me, that'll determine how far where is our realistic ambitions going to lie. Look, if we get top 2, absolutely. The lad you just spoke to before me said second, I think. The lad you spoke to as I was walking over to you.
The
young lad who wore the away shirt.
Oh yeah. He said second. Well, Jamie, the other lad, he said before ball he reckons we're going to win the league, but.
Gabriel Sutton said that, who follows the EFL, but look, if you,
I don't know.
I still fancy Leeds and Burnley for top 2, if I'm honest. But again, this is not meant as a dig, but Leeds can't afford errors like that if they're wanting to be in the top 2.
Do you know, Michael, I don't want to see this, and I'm going to have to see it. But I think as the season goes on, I still think that experience might just be.
We lack a little bit.
And I think it's a shame, because I think if we just had added here and there, a couple more players just here and there, we're not that far off.
Not even top 2,
winning
really,
the league, man. We're that close. But I think if we get a couple of injuries, we're going to start to feel it.
So I'll ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Going into the January window, would you take even being in the playoffs, but with touching distance of top 2, going into that January window?
Being the it's take it.
So say if we were like 4th or 5th,
I'd
we're 4th or 5th, but like within less than 5 points of the top 2, for example.
I'd absolutely take it, because you're still in the mix.
Exactly.
I'm just hoping it doesn't fizzle out. That's what I'm just thinking that could.
Well, no, but you probably
pervade the same injury croc as well.
Walking sick note, to be honest.
We
were warned about that.
How many years did we sign him for?
3 years with the option of the year, I think. This is what I mean. The only positive about that transfer was that we didn't pay a transfer fee for him.
True. But the wages lower.
But that's the thing. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he was on a lower package, but on a pay-as-you-play sort of thing. But either way, we were warned about his.
Exactly.
It's only Sunderland that can happen to when he comes off the bench and then gets replaced. On the flip side, though, it creates an opportunity for Tommy Watson.
True.
Which you could have. See you later. I was going to say, don't get run over. That'll be a start. Aye.
But anyway, Michael.
Look, at the end of the day, right, we've got... Sorry, I know this is why you've gone on for like 25 minutes.
No, sorry, because we haven't got one for a few.
That's fine, no, we might as well keep him. Well, to be fair, if you want us to do a podcast, maybe we could do one in the international break and see...
That's the idea.
That might be a shout, actually. Do one, like, maybe assessing the start of the season.
Yeah.
But either way, I think... Look, 19 points out of a possible 27. Mm-hmm. Good, very, very good start. And if you're going in the January window, just in the mix, then I'll answer it, because to start the wrap it up, right. One thing I did hear, and I don't know if this is nonsense or whether there's something in this. On the way back from Watford, there was a few fans that were at one of the service stations on the way back. Apparently, some of them spoke to KLD. Now, this could be gospel. I don't know how true this is. Apparently, we're going to go for it in January. Now. Time will tell how true that is, but...
Well, I'll tell you something now, Michael. He's got nothing to not do, because the money off the clock, right?
Yeah, we'll spend some of it, but we'll still have some there, won't we? We'll still have enough to have a go.
And when you look at the financial reports...
We're nowhere near FFP,
nowhere near.
No, exactly.
All the other clubs are making losses, we've made a loss, but nowhere near what all the other ones are.
And even then, if you look at it, we don't necessarily need to go out and spunk loads and loads of money.
Yeah.
What you need to do sometimes is maybe those quality Premier League loans that become available can be the thing that gets you over the line and getting promoted. So
I mean, I don't know what Carvalho was, but him who was at Hull.
Fabio Carvalho, he's gone to Brentford permanently. No, but he was someone in the summer who I wanted to try and get us to try and get him on loan in the summer.
Yeah.
But look, I think another thing that will help is that, look, okay, the experience thing, I do certainly get it, and I think we need to manage the likes of Rig. We need to make sure he doesn't get burnt out. I think Job has already gone through his burnout phase of last season. I think he'll be better for it this year. And I said at the start of the season, Job will have a good year. Obviously, it's still early days.
I wasn't convinced, but I'm starting to be definitely convinced now.
Just goes to prove, give players time to develop. But either way, as well, I would say Mundell, for example, will have periods where he's not on it.
Yeah.
But again, this is his first full season, but the signs are so far very encouraging.
Yeah.
Wilson Isidore, didn't score tonight, but he was up against two of the best centre backs in the league. I think Joe Rodon, we know what the quality that he's actually got for Leeds. So yeah, I think he's definitely gonna have he's definitely
No, but we'll stop you now. I'll stop.
What is a podcast or something?
It's just a YouTube thing.
Just the one that you set up yourselves. What do you reckon of that then?
Shite.
He's Leeds, by the way. We've dragged him along into the
Are you Leeds fans, I'm guessing?
No, I'm
I'll be honest.
Okay.
The draw was a fair result, not how it ended though.
Do you know weirdly,
I'll be
right?
honest with that.
Do you know weirdly, right? I'll stand back. There you go.
I'll be
No,
honest
to be
with
honest, right. For me, I felt the game management from Leeds deserved the win. If I'm honest,
I
from a Sunderland fans point of view.
I thought Leeds deserved the win, but I'm not going to.
It's purely because
the whole game. It was a draw, but the way it ended,
It shouldn't have been.
it feels like a defeat.
For Leeds, it was.
Yeah, for us it feels like it. Yeah,
The way
I was just saying to Shaun, like, actually, when I was in the ground, I was stunned at what Meslier did.
Yeah.
I couldn't. It's not.
Shite. Meslier is shite.
Yeah,
but
but-
Leeds fans watching, get Meslier out.
No, it was just one of those things, wasn't it?
number one.
That could be the difference.
Apparently, that's quite a common consensus on Meslier.
No, I'm speaking sense. The bottom promotion last year, the keeper needs to go. I'm telling you now, not because tonight, because of the season. What's your channel called?
SCFC fans react.
I'm a Leeds fan. My name's Ellis. All Leeds, aren't we? I'll follow you.
Fair enough. Yeah, look, God, that's a comment there. Mind you, I'll say this for Leeds though, like if they don't go up this season,
They could be in big
they
trouble.
could be in very, very big trouble. So look, anyway, but by the way, we said about the January window, right? Like I said, we're not saying I don't think we need to spend $5 million on a player, for example. I mean, if we get one available, that'd be great. But I think you just need to. Sometimes the best loans from the Prem become available in January, and I think this is where I get sick of hearing the word ambition. But to be honest, this is probably applicable. This is when we need to show, right? You say we want to try and get promoted. That's when you need to back it up in the window, and not just bottle paying, over 10k a week for a player.
See, this is I'm saying, and this is why with the KLD thing. It's like sometimes I think myself, you've heard like, he's going to gun for in January. He'll not even spend nothing. My words, everybody's watching now. KLD will spend nothing in January. Watch us spend loads.
Okay, well let me ask you this, right? Would you take him not spending much in transfer fees, but we spend big on good Premier League loan wages? Because it depends. When people say going for it, do we mean spending bigger in wages? Do we mean spending bigger transfer fees, or a mixture of both?
But see, I know that's what people sometimes think. People think, say football's changing. People think you need to go and spend, like Birmingham spending 20 million on a striker and then in League One, but they've got a free hit, haven't they, in that division? They've got a free hit.
If they don't go up, they don't. But I know what you mean. In terms of financially, they've got a free hit because I don't think there's much FFP in League One.
Well, it's not. It's not so. This is what I mean.
But yeah.
But people.
No, but there's moments where we went from one extreme with, like, say, Shaun, where obviously because he didn't hire football people. Yeah. Okay, I'll start to wrap it up. Like there was times with Ellis Shaun when he didn't hire football people and spent so much. But then sometimes we feel like we've gone the other way and we're reluctant to spend much at all. So I still am of the belief that you can keep getting distracted tonight. I'm of the belief that you don't need to spend loads of money as long as you spend well.
Spend it wisely.
But I will. But at the same time, I have said when there comes an opportunity to get a really good player,
you've got to go and get it.
Sometimes, and it's not going to break the bank. Then for me, I think you've got to go for it. And I think if you look at it in the last two summer windows, we've sold Ross Stewart and Jack Clark for at least about 30 million combined, really.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be at the point of the model. The longer we don't go up, we are going to lose probably one big name a summer.
Yeah.
But the difference is, if you command, say for example Chris Rigg, right? If we don't get promoted, the fee you could command for Chris Rigg if he has a really good season.
Job as well.
Yeah. See, I think for me, I'll hold this this here. If we don't go up, if we sell Chris Rigg, I think we keep Joe.
Yeah, I'd take that. Like,
I think we're in a position where we don't need to sell more players. The only way that would happen is if the player's trying to force the move. Yeah. And I get the impression with Joe Bellingham in particular, his family's head's switched on, at least for the moment. Yeah. There will come a point where these players will outgrow the club, but yeah,
monies and things.
But hopefully it doesn't come to that and we go up. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, all right, James, get yourself on, lads. Go on, interview James. You'll be class. All I'll say is 19 points from the first 9 games. You can't complain too much.
All right, James,
James, a cracking lad. Happy 30th, by the way. I'm going to embarrass you. You're joining the 30s club.
Thank you to Meslier for the best birthday present ever.
What did you make of that from the press box?
I thought Sunderland.
Was it a gift or was it a gift?
I think it was a gift. I thought Sunderland were very good for the most part. I thought sort of last half an hour of the first half they really struggled. I thought the reaction to going 2-1 down was really, really good. Although we didn't create too much, I thought our general play was quite nice. Leeds are a really, really good side. It was a good barometer, good test. But I think, like Daniel Fox just said there, that he's delighted with the 2-2. He thinks Sunderland are a really good team, and I think that's a massive compliment, to be honest. Given where Sunderland were when we played them at Ellen Road last season to where they are now, it's chalk and cheese really. So onwards to the next one. If you'd offered us 4 points from Derby and Leeds, I think we all would have said yes.
We were just saying as well that not only would you have took 19 points from 27 available from the first games, but we've took 7 points off Burnley, Middlesbrough and Leeds, 3 of the teams fancy to be at the top
6. Yeah,
and I think, me personally, I was just saying to Shaun that I think, sorry to everyone who's watching, I've said this about 3 times, but I felt like Leeds' game management from when they went 2-1 up to the very end, I thought was actually pretty good. And me personally, I think from that perspective, I thought they just about deserved to win it. But at the same time, even if that's the case, to get something from it from Sun's point of view, however comical the circumstances is, to get something is encouraging.
It depends how you look at it, doesn't it? Because there's an arguable offside for Leeds' first goal. Which,
it is offside.
Which I've looked at. I personally can't tell really.
It's very close.
It's a close call, but it's a close call, but I think it is off.
But you could argue either way. So there's an argument to Sunderland getting the just desserts in that sense, and you could argue that Meslier was time wasting for a lot. So had he not time wasted so much, that goal doesn't go.
So a lesson: don't time waste so much.
Don't time waste, yeah. But I'm delighted with that. I think that's a fantastic point for Sunderland. Keeps the unbeaten home record going. I mean, who would have thought that we would be top of the table after 9 games?
Exactly, James.
It's ridiculous.
And even after the games tomorrow, there's a good chance we could still be in the automatics going into the national break, or at the very worst, 3rd or 4th, which I think everyone before Cardiff would have taken at this point in the season.
If you'd asked you at the start of the season, Shaun, you wouldn't have thought that, would you? No, I wouldn't have thought that.
No, definitely not. No, I mean,
I did think we had like I said to you, James has heard me say this loads of times, but I felt like a lot of people judged our squad by the way last season finished, and I felt like that's misleading because I felt like Reggie LeBree's proven if you have a competent head coach, who knew it? We're not crap. We're actually a decent side.
Underachieving, though. I think we're underachieving. Yeah.
I mean, having Michael Beale didn't help. I
think there's a lot of things at play, to be honest, because I think that squad were young, but they were sort of burnt out towards the end. Dan Neil, Joe Bellingham, even Chris Rigg a little bit towards the end. They played a lot of games. And this season they look refreshed. There's a new tactical direction. They look like they've matured a little bit. They look like they've sort of come of age. And it's lovely to see at the moment, to be honest, because there's so much talent in that team that you're starting to get the impression that something special could be happening.
Absolutely.
I don't want to say too much before the Christmas run of games, because I think that's where teams can come unstuck. We've seen teams like Reading, QPR, Preston be up towards the top of the table at this time of the year and they've fallen away.
Preston
I think Sunderland have got more quality than those teams mentioned, but you do have to be a little bit wary.
It's still a marathon, not a sprint, isn't it?
As the Sunderland fan in me is really quite excited actually by what we're seeing at the moment.
No, exactly. I mean, like I've said, there is a lot of football to be played, and I was saying to Shaun, for me, the earliest I would start to look at is after in the November break when we come to after Coventry at home, I think it is. So when you've played 15 games by that point, and then is when you'll start to see gaps form in the table, or not completely, but like you're going to see teams start to fall into quote-unquote natural sort of place, if you know what I mean. So but at the end of the day, like I said, this points tally before the night before Cardiff,
I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
You happy?
More than happy.
Oh yeah,
happy days.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, Leeds is the last thing to say. Leeds were easily the best side. We were just saying that. I think I've watched this play.
I was impressed by them actually, by Leeds. Yeah, and I mean. The scary thing about Leeds as well is they've got several injuries, like Ethan Ampadu. There was another couple. I think Daniel Falk was at pains to stress that he was playing actually 2 number 10s in central midfield in terms of being 8s and 6s. So they're actually going to be quite the force, I think, when they get their players.
And
back. I thought Willie Noto on the right.
He was
left
rapid. He
Well,
was
he was absolutely superb. To be
one of the
honest.
best, probably the best player on the pitch for
to
me.
get a point
Yeah.
out of that in the circumstances, I think is exceptional.
Absolutely, and I think when you look at their depth, like having Joe Rothwell, for a lad from Bournemouth,
Yeah.
as backup, really, like that says the depth of riches that they've got. So like,
Can I just say though, had Patterson done what Leeds has
He'd
done,
be
can
crucified.
you imagine
We were
that
saying
blow?
that before.
Michael said the
yeah,
exact same
no,
thing.
like honestly, I couldn't.
Twitter would have been on meltdown.
I was absolutely gobsmacked when I watched it. I was just like, what on earth has he
I would
done
have
there?
had to take a social media break, I think.
I feel like I do at the best of times. But the thing is as well, the two games, like I said to Shaun before, the two games we've lost, we've lost because of silly moments rather than.
We could have got something from those games as well.
Absolutely.
I think.
Watford in particular, we at least deserved a point there. So
Like Plymouth, I think we've got the 2-2, and then we're.
Yeah,
do you know
threw
what
it
I
away
mean?
in the end, really, didn't we?
we
Right,
did.
I've got to go.
I know, but
No
James,
worries.
nice speaking, pal, Harry.
Yeah, yeah,
Take
you-
care,
Happy
buddy,
birthday,
Harry.
James. Enjoy your holiday, man. Enjoy.
See you later.
Right. Sorry to everyone watching because I know I've repeated my same point about 100 times, so I'll end it there. But yeah. International break, 19 points. Let's just see where we are, and hopefully everyone comes back
Michael,
unscathed.
always a pleasure. Love you,
Likewise.
Take
If you
care,
want
bro.
us to do the pods, we could do one maybe during
Go
the
to
international break.
Michael Bowers.
And subscribe here.
His.
Cheers. All right then. There you go. There's your thoughts.